Derry becomes angry. You were watching me. Mr. Lamb says, I saw you. He was sitting, so he saw him jump the wall. But the gates open, all welcome. You are welcome. I sit here. I like sitting. So he's making him comfortable. That though I know you jumped the wall, right? You should be comfortable in watching, writing, paying attention. I saw you, but the gates open. All welcome. I sit here. I like sitting. Derry. I did not come to steal anything. So he's explaining. No, no, the young lad steals. So again, he's telling him in an indirect manner. The young lads means boys or chaps. These are different words. Scrump the apples. Scrump means crush the apples. You are not so young. So again, indirect. A little bit sarcasm over here. I just wanted to come into the garden. So Derry has started explaining. I wanted to come in the garden. So other children, when they walk into Mr. Lamb's garden, they just not just steal the apples, take the apples away without permission, but also play with them, scrump them, crush them. I just wanted to come into the garden. So you did. Here we are then. Again, trying to make him comfortable. Mr. Lamb is a little direct over here. You don't know who I am. A boy, 13 or so. So there's a conversation. 14. But I've got to go now. Goodbye. Nothing to be afraid of. Just a garden. Just me. Don't be afraid. If you want, you can stay. He's making him comfortable. But I'm not. I'm not afraid. People are afraid of me. So we'll come to that point. You know, we are doing a quick revision. So you know that his face is burnt with acid on one side, and then that is why he is afraid of people. And then sometimes people speak things and he resists them and then he runs away from them. So he's telling over here, I am not afraid of people. People are afraid of me, right? Because he has a burnt face. Mr. Lamb, why should that be? Derry says, energy wasting. And even if you come to know you become God, you want to silence your ears so that you don't listen to what other people are thinking, because you will get crazy. That is not a power you should have. So what they think, what do they think then? Because Mr. Lamb is no God. He wants him to start speaking. He wants to build or help him. You think here's a boy, you look at me and then see my face and you think that's bad. That's a terrible thing. That's the ugliest thing I ever saw. You think, poor boy, I look in the mirror and see it, I'm afraid of me. So he's talking about his burnt face. And he thinks he is his burnt face. But actually, we know that you are not your body. You are not your mind. You are the soul. And we also know that no matter what you have or what you don't have, if you try and do the best with what you have, you can still survive. So we also know that there are people in the world who are very, very smart, but they were not good looking. So external beauty doesn't mean anything, right? So if you look at Einstein's picture, he would have big hair. Yeah, he was not at all pretty or looking good. But when we are young, we always think about our faces. We always think about our body. We always think about how my hair looks. Though sometimes we don't care, but most of the times internally we care about all of these things. So this is the idea. Inner beauty is greater than outer beauty. There are so many people in the world who are ugly, not good looking. I would not say pretty, but not very bad looking also, but they have done amazing things in life. And always love is stronger than hate. That is another idea over here, right? If you hate yourself, that is the worst thing you can do. If you can love yourself, but you love yourself in a way that it is egoistic, then again it is very bad. And you should not judge a person by his appearance, right? There are people who are short. There are people who are tall. There are people who have more mass or weight on their body. Everybody has their own strength and weaknesses. So here Mr. Lamb explains to him, no, not the whole of you. Not of you. What is he trying to say? You are not the body. You are a soul. That is not the whole of you. you have a heart, you have a mind. That is not crippled, not of you, so not completely you. So you are looking only at a partial self, that is you. You have skills, you have talents, you have brain, you have mind, you have heart, and all of that can be useful, but you are just too very focused on the thing that you don't have. Derry says yes, and he cannot explain. So now Mr. Lamb understands that this guy is trouble, so he tries to change the topic. Generally, people do that. When you come to them and you are not able to understand, they understand it is not the right time, so they don't waste their time explaining to all of these things. So they change the topic. But people who are insecure, when you change the topic, they don't even like that. They say, why are you changing the topic? Arey bhaiya, you are not going to understand. You don't have the patience to understand the other person. So he changes the topic, or they move on to a different thing, or they don't talk more. But then these people who are insecure, or people who have low self-esteem, here Derry has low self-esteem. He thinks he is the burnt face and he cannot do anything, and that is why he is troubled. So Mr. Lamb changes the topic. Later on, when it is a bit cooler, I will get the ladder and a stick and pull down those crab apples. They are ripe for it. I make jelly. It's a good time of the year, September. Look at them, orange and golden. That's magic fruit. I often say, but it's best picked and made into jelly. You could give me a hand. So he wants to build a friendship. He will not understand what Mr. Lamb is trying to say. So he wants him to stay longer, build friendship, work with him. That way he will be able to give his good ideas to Derry. Right? So he changes the topic and he talks about later on when it's a bit cooler, I will get the ladder and a stick. And then can you help me? I will pick the right apples and I'll make jelly. It is the right time to pick them, hand pick them and make jelly. So now Derry, because he is insecure. He is insecure. So what does he do? What have you changed the topic for? People always do that. Now he has observed other people also change the topic, but because he cannot understand. Sometimes there are some people, they think they are very mature and they can understand anything. And sometimes they also go and tell the people, right people in their life, tell me things directly. Don't tell me in a circumventing way or going around in circles. But why is the other person not able to tell them the things directly? We tell our teachers ઘણી વાર અમારા પર અધિકાર કરજો, but they are not able to do it. Why? Because we think we want them to take a lead and help us out, but we are not ready to accept their lead. And that is the same thing with Derry over here. What have you changed that subject for? People always do that. Why don't you ask me? Why you do what they all do and pretend it isn't true and it isn't there? So now he's talking about his face. Mr. Lamb did not want to talk about his face. Mr. Lamb actually wanted him to divert from the face and focus on what he can do. But again, he's insecure, so all day he thinks about his face. And that is the problem. And that is the problem with all young people. All day they think about things they should not be thinking. All day they should not be thinking about things, they should be working on things. That is what is life all about, purpose. So we don't want to work on them and then we let the time go and then you say I can't do anything and then you are depressed, you are anxious and you want people to help you. But the problem is they cannot help you. You have to solve your own problems. So in case I see you looking and mind and get upset, I'll tell you. Don't ask me because you are afraid to. He's saying you are not asking me because you are afraid. Mr. Lamb was not afraid. He was like trying to divert the topic to bring him to something else so that he is able to strike a friendship and maybe he'll understand what life is all about. You want me to ask? Say so then. So then Mr. Lamb is a straightforward person. So he's saying if you want, you tell me. I don't like being with people, any people. Now he's again not talking about the face. He's talking all away. So you see over here, there's a picture. This is where he enters and Mr. Lamb is sitting. He must have jumped the wall over here. He was blind to Mr. Lamb sitting over here. Mr. Lamb saw him, but he did not stop him. And here they are, not in a fire. I got acid all down my that side of my face, and it burnt it all away. It ate my face up. It ate my face up. Now that this is another big statement. It ate me up. Now nothing can eat you up unless you think it that way. You are, they say you are your thoughts. And that is why if we are our thoughts, if we are positive, we will become positive. If we are negative, we will become negative. That doesn't mean negative situations don't happen in life. People think that negative happens to me all the time. So even in the most negative things, the positive people keep on doing the positive things. So like we know that Edison, in front of him, his entire lab was burning, and he called his family and said, look, you will not be able to see such a situation in the future, right? So that doesn't mean that he stopped all his work. After the laboratory burned, he built his laboratory again. But if he would have thought that he would not be able to do the work, then what would happen? He would be like Derry. So now Derry thinks, it ate me up. Now, if you even imagine, has the face become another human being or an animal and he has gulped Derry? No. So when he says it ate me up, what is it? It is his thoughts. And what are his thoughts? Negative. And that is what we talk about all the time. Gandhi was put into jail, was about to be put into jail, was about to be killed. Did he become negative? He remained positive. And now it's like this and it won't ever be any different. It is like this and it won't be different. Yes, it won't be. Unless somebody gets a plastic surgery. It won't be different. Maybe in the olden days there was no plastic surgery. But even if you get plastic surgery, if you have negative thoughts, will you be able to live a good life? No. And that is why it is very important to remain positive. And Derry is not positive right now, he is extremely negative. And then there is this other big idea on this page. It's not what about what's on the outside, it is what is in inside. So again the same thing. You might be a very beautiful person, but you might be a very bad person. And you might be a very ugly person, but because you are nice, you are kind, you are a good person, you are a very beautiful person. So it is not about external beauty, it is about internal beauty. And the other idea is there will be people who will criticize you. So don't let the criticism belittle yourself. Don't let that criticism go to the heart. Think if somebody is criticizing, somebody is telling you something, you take what is important from there and make your life positive. But if you believe in all people and their criticisms, you will not be able to do the things that you have to do. So for example, if a teacher is telling your handwriting is bad and you need to improve, they are not saying you are bad. They are saying if you improve this, you will become better. But though we seek such mentorship, generally we are not ready to accept all of this, especially in this age when you are a teenager. So we have to be very, very careful. And your biggest enemy, I've written sometimes, but I think most of the times is your own self. Nobody is your enemy. You think this person is your enemy or that person is your enemy? Nobody is your enemy. You are your own biggest enemy, and that is something that we learn from this page and this drama. And then let's take it forward. Mr. Lamb, no, you are not what you think you are. You have not been eaten up. You are alive. Who is eating you up? Your thoughts. Derry, aren't you interested? Aren't you interested in knowing about me? About my life? Mr. Lamb says, you are a boy who came into the garden. Plenty do. And I'm interested in anybody. Anything. There's nothing God made that doesn't interest me. See? He believes that everything that God made is beautiful. So, sometimes when we think our friends are bad, that is our thinking. Because everything God made is Beautiful. That doesn't mean they are not pulling our leg. But if we let the pulling of their, if we let them, that idea of that they are pulling our leg and take it to our heart, we will not be able to do what we need to do. Look over there, over beside the far wall. What do you see? Now, if I also tell you, if we do a thought experiment and I ask you, what do you see? There's a quote, and we had discussed I think this in the class. You don't see people as they are, you see people as how you are. And we had discussed this Swamini Vato over here. I think that there were two men returning from something in the morning. Both crossed each other. One person looked at the other man and said the other person had done puja all night. It was a Jagran day. So he was doing puja all night. And he was returning back after the puja. He saw the other man, and the other man was returning from the other side, and he thought, apne wala hai. I've been doing puja all night. This guy also must be doing puja all night. The other man was a thief, and he was trying to steal from the city all night. Could not get anything. So he was returning back. And he looked at this pujari or the person, a good person, and he looked at him and said, apne wala hai. Looks like he also was trying to steal something from the city, but he has not got anything. So it is a problem with us, our mind. We see things as we are, as not how they are. And that is why we should not judge other people. Judging other people is the worst thing you can do. So he's saying, so if we do a thought experiment, if you are positive, you will see positive things. You will say there are wonderful formulas in the class. Today is an amazing there. There are so many good qualities of Paramrit sir. And if you are negative, then you will think, this stupid fellow, the one who is teaching, he has no sense. He throws things at people. So you think, you see as how you are, not as how other people are. So we know Derry's mind is negative. So when Mr. Lamb does a thought experiment with him and asks him, what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? If you are positive, you will see positive. If you are positive, you will speak positive. Right? And it is not easy to remain positive. I understand. But you have to bring yourself back to that. But he is negative, so what does he see? Rubbish. Are, there is this beautiful world. There are these trees. There are these absolutely amazing friends that I have. It's a wonderful day. It is bright and sunny. There are pigeons and different kinds of birds. We have these amazing classes. And you see only rubbish. Why do you see rubbish? You see rubbish because your mind is rubbish. Somebody would say, what is the best thing in the class? Somebody would say, oh, we have this, periodic chart and we have these wonderful formulas. And somebody say, I see the dustbin. Why is somebody seeing the dustbin and why is somebody seeing the good things in the class? Because their mind is negative. So Derry's mind is negative. Rubbish. So he wants him to think positively. So he says, rubbish. There are so many good things out here and you only see rubbish. That doesn't mean rubbish is not out there, but why do you look at rubbish? Why do you spoil your mind looking at rubbish? Rubbish, look, what do you see? Why see negative things? Why not just switch gears and become positive? They say our mind, we can keep it positive, right? But imagine this mind is a property, right? You have an extra property, you have a bungalow, right? And somehow, by some error, you had another property, you wanted to give this for rent, and you give it to rent to people who are negative. As soon as you find out, what will you do? You will say, Bhai, khali karine jao. You don't need to be here. You are not positive people. And now think about it. In our mind, we keep all the negative things of all the other people, things and other things. Is our mind capable of keeping all the negative things about other people? No, and that makes us slow. That wastes our energy. That does not allow us to do the things that we are supposed to be doing. If we are positive, we know that I have this much chemistry left, I have this much physics left. Where do I have time to give my mind to somebody on rent, especially when they are negative? So, Mr. Lamb wants Derry to understand. Derry, just grass and stuff and weeds. Weeds means unwanted plants. Now, unwanted plants are also important. These grass, if you give it to the grazing cows or buffaloes or people who eat these organic things or animals, it is food for them. Yes or no? It might be weeds, you need to remove the weeds in your farm so that the right nutrition goes to the right plant. But still, weeds are useful if there is no grass then. There are so many birds, animals who eat grass. It is food for them. But why does he think of weed? Because his mind is negative. He cannot see anything positive. He cannot hear the chirping of the birds, these beautiful, colorful birds, this bright, sunny morning, this wonderful day when he can walk. There is this apple that he can eat, which is very tasty. There is this man who is talking to him, helping him out, but he does not see all of that. His mind is full of negativity, so he still sees negativity. Mr. Lamb, then he tries and explains to him. Some call them weeds. If you like them, then a weed garden. But what is fruit? Fruit is also weed for somebody. There's fruit and there are flowers and there are trees and there are herbs. Everything is useful. Whatever God created, this is related to thing of beauty. Everything in world that God created is beautiful. Then why are you focused on the negative? Because his mind is negative. Because he believes he is a negative person. He believes that he is a bad person. He believes he is a burnt face. I grow weeds there. Why is one green growing plant called weed and another flower? There are 20-25 students in the class. Why one is the topper and why is one is the duffer? What makes the difference? One of the most important factor is positivity. One of the most important factors is working on things with hard work and purpose. Not looking at what you don't have. And start working on what you can get. And there's the difference. But we don't want to change. We want to sleep. And we say, explain this again. Sir, but I can't control my sleep. You can. Anybody can. You're sleepy because you are negative. That's the only point. There is nothing else in life. You are negative, and that is why you sleep. You are not sleep deprived. If somebody has not slept for 60 days and he is sleeping, then it is a sleep deprivation. Second is we are not interested. You don't understand the importance of what is going on, and that is why you are sleepy. You think this will pass, this is just a time pass. And that is why you are sleepy. So where's the difference? One thing green is called a flower and the other weed. So he's trying to explain that everything that is there in the world has meaning. Good and bad also has meaning. Ram has no meaning without Ravan. Because if Ravan is there and Ram kills Ravan, then Ram's value is increased. So good and bad both are useful. Both are important. Goodness of the person doesn't come out unless there is evil. You don't find your talents unless you work hard and you understand, I had all of this all the time. Where did this come from? Stupid you worked on it, so you understood that you have it. But you don't want to work on it and you want to blame other things and other people and your life and your parents and your teachers and not do the things that you're supposed to be doing. Derry said, we are not the same. Now he comes from the things to people. See how quickly he changes because he is negative. So he's saying, we are not the same. Of course we are not the same. If you tell me I and you are also very different. But in the end, if મોટી વાતો કરવાનો થાય તો આપણે તો અક્ષર બ્રહ્મ છે તો બધા સરખા છે. વાતો કરવામાં શું જાય? એમાં કાંઈ ના બગડે, પણ વાત કરવાથી કાંઈ ના થાય. So then he's explaining, okay, maybe I'm a 45, 50-year-old guy and you are just a teenager. I'm a teacher and you are a student. I care for you, which you don't understand. You think I'm a bad person, I think you are a good person. It's all there. I am old, you are young, you got a burnt face, and now he explains. He has got a teen leg. Up until now, he does not bring out his problems. He's telling him that you think you are the only person who has a problem in the world, and that is the most negative mindset a person can have. We look at other people and we say how blessed they are, how powerful they are, how good they are, how much money they have, but we don't know actually what they don't have. And that is a very big problem, especially for the teenagers. Very big problem. We think the other people on the other side. So there is another idiom that the grass is always greener on the other side. You feel that the grass in the neighbor's garden is green, but when you go close by, then you come to know it's the same. So we think other people are better than us, other people have more privileges than us. No, there is nothing like that. So now he comes out and says, you got a burnt face, I've got a teen leg. Not important. That's not important. You are standing there, I am sitting here. Where's the difference? So now when he realizes that this guy also has a problem, so you think those people who are positive and they talk positive things all the time, they don't have any problems. Your teachers, they don't have any problems. Your parents, they don't have any problems. No, the only problem that God has given me is me. I have a problem. Why did he not give me all of this? No. Young and old, big and small, man and women, boy and girl, animal and plants, everybody has a problem. Here there are biology students, and we know that, if you put poison on a plant, it will die. It has life. Don't you think you are wearing a Columbia jacket? It would be, worrying about the winter that is coming. But you, because it cannot speak, you don't understand that, and you say, I have a problem. They don't. Somebody say, I have a black jacket, and it is not branded, and this guy is wearing Gap. That's also a problem. And these are the problems that we should not be focusing on, which we focus on, and we waste our time. So now he gets interested because he feels that I have a problem, this guy also has a problem. But actually, everybody in life has a problem, somebody or the other. Some or the other. Why have you got a teen leg? So now he's inquisitive. Now he has focused from himself to the other self. And a person who is too much focused on himself is also called a narcissist. And we all have those tendencies. Sir, but I am a good person. But you are negative. Even then you are a narcissist. Why? Because you think negatively about yourself too much. Then when are you going to be able to do positive things? When are you going to focus on other people? When are you going to focus on the goodness around you? When are you going to focus and say, at least I have to study and I have to do this hard work, but at least I have a class, I have books, I have teachers, I have people who I can rely on. If you can't, you are like dairy. Now he gets inquisitive and it turns from more dairy focused conversation to lamb focused conversation. Real one got blown off years back. Maybe he was in a war or he worked for the military. And then he explains, see, you are not alone who has a problem. You think people don't bother me? They call me, they have a name for me, they bully me. I am old, still they bully me. They call me names. Right? And I also know that teachers, no matter how good you celebrate their birthdays, but when you are mad, you may also speak things that you should not be speaking. Right? Not sometimes with other people, but privately in your head. You do that all the time. And everybody does that. Lamey lamb, some kids say. Haven't you heard them? Have you not heard them? You will, lemi lam. And then it fits me, it doesn't trouble. लंगड़े को लंगड़ा, काने को काना, अंधे को अंधा, टकले को टकला नहीं बोलेगा तो क्या बोलेगा, छोटे को छोटा नहीं बोलेगा तो क्या बोलेगा, धीरे को धीरा नहीं बोलेगा तो क्या बोलेगा. लेकिन धीरे धीरा धीरे खुद नक्की कर दिया है, धीरा है इसलिए ढीरा है. दो तमाचा मारेगा तो अभी फास्ट भागेगा. ધીરો માણસ હોય એની પાછળ વાઘ ભગાવો તો ભાગે કે ના ભાગે. એટલે ધીરા માણસે બી નક્કી કર્યું છે કે હું ધીરો છું. અને લાવું હું RIA1 રિયા 1. હા, આમાં તો બહુ મજા આવશે. દીકરી છે. હસીને ભણીએ તો કામ ફાસ્ટ થાય. ટેન્શન લઈને ભણીએ તો કામ થાય નહીં. તમારે એકલાને ટેન્શન છે, દુનિયામાં કોઈને ટેન્શન નહીં. તમારે કોઈ ટેન્શન નથી, પણ તમે ટેન્શન પાડ્યું છે, જેવું ડેરીએ પાડ્યું છે. ટેન્શન છે, રૂપિયા કમાવાના છે, પૈસા કમાવાના છે, વાસણ ઘસવાના છે, રોજ મારી મારીને લોકો ઉઠાવે છે, ખાવાનું નથી આપતા. લુક એટ ધ પોવર્ટી આઉટ ધેર ઇન ધ વર્લ્ડ. લુક એટ ધ વોર ટોન કન્ટ્રીઝ. વી હેવ નથિંગ, but still we worry about the things that we should not be worrying. Sir, but I have to worry about chemistry, I have to worry about mathematics. No, you are not worrying. Worry is not going to help you. Start working. Convert your worries into work. Convert your worries into hard work. And then the sleep will also become nice. Think of beauty. You will get sweet dreams. But you don't want to do that. You want to carry on the bad dreams, and you want to have the bad dreams, and you want to waste energy. That is something that you bring upon yourself, like dairy. He has accepted. लंगड़ा है, लंगड़े को लंगड़ा नहीं बोलेगा तो क्या बोलेगा. काले को काला नहीं बोलेगा तो क्या बोलेगा. काला है तो है, उसके ऊपर क्रीम लगा लगा करेगा तो गोरा नहीं हो जाएगा, जैसा है वैसा दिखेगा. You want to look like a Hollywood actor? Are your parents? So genetics, you want to defy genetics. You know that you have studied and you are a student, and you know that you look like your parents. You have to be like your parents. You say, I have to be very smart. I have to become a scientist. Now, was your parent a scientist? No. But you can defy all of that. But how can you defy all of that? How can you defy all of that? Mitul, you are laughing. Give me the answer. How can you defy all of that?
Working hard.
Perfect. Working hard. If your parents are poor, you are going to be poor. How can you become rich? By working hard. You have to defy that. You have that limitation. But still, if I tell something bad about your parents, hey, don't tell anything about my parents. So your parent was not an AIR1, and he or she wants you to become AIR1. You can, but you have to defy all the DNA that you have, and that is what is good about Darwin. Survival of the fittest. You survive. And how do you survive? By being how you are. By defining, I am slow, I cannot change my handwriting. You want to change how you look externally. You don't want to change how you can change internally, and you can change everything around you. And that is the idea. But how do we want to look like Leonardo DiCaprio? Or whoever the superstar, good looking somebody is out there. But that is a wrong idea, because that will not change. Why will it not change? Because you look exactly like your parents, and your parents will throw you away if you look a different person. Suppose I take your form and go to your parents, knock the door, and I say, I am Sai Astra. They'll say, get lost, where is my Sai Astra? No, I am your Sai Astra. I did magic, I liked my teacher, Prajwal sir, and I took some blessings from God, and he changed me to get lost. I don't want, whoever you are, get lost. You are not my son. Will they say this or not? They will not accept if I go to your house and say I am your son. So you have to be a DNA defying person to be able to change what you want in life. But what do we want? We want to remain like our parents. And there is always this idea that you have to become better than them. You have to become better than most human beings around you. And that is when you can do good things in life. Everybody understands what I'm trying to say. And you understand where Derry is stuck? Derry is stuck on his face. But Derry can defy all the things around him and become what he should or must or can. But we want to remain where we are. We want to remain with the DNA we have. Everybody understands biology? I'm not a biology teacher. Some of you are fans, I know. But what do you learn from it? That you can defy it. You can defy it with your hard work and extreme hard work and then put prayers on it. God changes you. You don't change from the outside. You will look the same. Why? Because that is how you look. You will not look any different than your mother and father. Maybe a distant relative. You might be looking a little bit like your mama or kaka or whoever the larger family. But you will not look any different than them. And then that is the problem. Sometimes people have short parents and they want a bigger height. That is a problem. You cannot change the DNA. And that is where all our focus is. No, Saurabh, but my father was a scientist, but I still cannot become. That means you have a bigger challenge. Sometimes God has not given you that DNA also. It went to your brother. He might be smarter. But still you can do what you can do. Are you getting the point or not? You understand what I'm trying to say over here? Yeah, but again, understanding is one thing and working on it is a completely different thing. Nobody is slow, nobody is fast, nobody is crazy, nobody is stupid. It is something that if we work on, we can change. God has given us all the power in the world and it has been bestowed only upon the human beings. But what stops us is our own self. We are our own biggest problems. We don't want to leave our parents the way they are and we don't want to change ourselves, and that is why we stay where we are. So some people, if after learning this, don't go and tell your parents that, you have not done anything in life and then you are asking me to do. That's not a good idea. There are so many different people in the world who got nothing from their parents. Still, they came out on the top and served their parents in ways they would have not imagined. આપણે એવું નથી કરી શકતા કારણ કે આપણે stupid છે, like Derry. So now Derry has another reason. Derry says, but you can put on trousers and cover it up and no one sees you. They don't have to notice and stare. My face though will look like me. So burko pair. burko પહેરીને ફર, કામ કર, ચાલ. પણ તારાથી એ પણ નહીં થાય. કેમ નહીં થાય? તું બધું આઉટર ચેન્જ કરવા માંગે છે. You are trying to change everything on the outside. What do you need to change? Inside. Life is inside out, not outside in. Life is inside out, not outside in. That is not how life works. You change something that is inside, and then everything around you on the outside will change. But he has another reason. તારો તો તું પગ, you will hide your leg. How can I hide my face? Wear a Spider-Man mask and become a Spider-Man. If you believe you can. Some people wear these fancy dress clothes and they say, I'm an Iron Man. Yes, you can. Iron Man is not about flying. Iron Man is about being able to do the things, the right things that you were not able to do yesterday. But you don't have that courage because it requires hard work. People don't want to work because work comes in blood, sweat and tears. Work comes in dirty clothes. Work comes in sweat. We don't want to do it. And we want things to happen to us. Sir, you speak to us, we'll understand. It's not going to work. Some do, some don't. Some people know. I told you. Did you even realize I had it? Some people do, some people don't. That does not matter. I have to live my life. No, sir, but you have to understand I have a problem. I understand you have a problem, and that is why you are coming to me. And I am telling you, don't look at that problem. Start working, but you will not understand this. They get tired of it in the end. There's plenty of other things to stare at. Now, again, it's the same idea. People work their entire life hard and get a Ferrari. And then nobody is looking at them. They are looking at the Ferrari. That's the problem. Nobody is focused on you. Everybody is focused on their own life. My friend's getting more marks than me. You are focused on your friend. You should be focusing on you. How can I get 2 marks more than what I am getting? How can I get one more answer correct than what I am getting yesterday? How can I do one more formula today? And rather than saying he knows all the 18, I can start with 2. And I know the 2 of them very well. I will add third. And that is the way to move forward. But he knows all 18, I don't know anything. Because you don't want to know. You are focusing on something that is not important. We'll finish this part. Like my face. Yes, people, if they have seen your face once, they are not going to stare at your face over and over again. There's nothing in there. Nobody cares about your face. And if that is what you are caring about all day, you're stupid. Like crab apples or weeds or a spider climbing up the silken ladder or my tall sunflowers. He's talking about different things in nature and trying to explain to Devi that everything that God has created in nature is helpful and is beautiful and solves some purpose. And Derry is negative, so what does he call it? Things. They are things. A rose is a thing, man. A sunflower is a thing. The sun is a thing. My dear friend, if the sun doesn't come out, we all die. It's not a thing. It's super powerful. But they are things. Oh, they may be things, but I have to make sure I use whatever God has given around me to make sure that I improve. Mr. Lamb, it's all relative, Beauty and the Beast. So Beauty and the Beast is a fairy tale where a beast, a dangerous beast, changes with the company of the beauty. If we have these amazing people in our life, we can change, we can learn from them. But we just talk to them, we just take their time, but don't change ourselves. That's the problem. આપણે ગયા હોય કોઈની પાસે ને કોઈકે કીધું હોય કે બેટા હું તારી માટે ભજન કરીશ પણ તું મહેનત કરજે. તો વી થિંક ઓફ ઇટ એઝ ધ બિગેસ્ટ થિંગ, બટ ઓલું જે સેકન્ડ પાર્ટ આપણે જે કરવાનો છે એ ભૂલી જઈએ અને એ ના કરીએ એટલે આપણને રિઝલ્ટ મળે નહીં. આપણે વાતો કરી, બહુ મજા આવી, somebody gave us their time, nothing happened after that. What's that supposed to mean? You tell me. You needn't think they haven't all told me that. Don't you think they have told me about this story? That a beast can